Hey guys, I wasn't going to do a video again, and now here I am again. So it's Sunday night. It's Fedor and Shane night three. If anyone is still watching it, I'm not entirely sure why. Now, I do have it on my laptop, I guess just in case something unimaginable happens. It's like 84, 84 to 57 right now, Fedor. Uh, Fedor, night one, ran up a huge lead, and it's basically still there. He's padded that lead a little bit since then. And I got to thinking, I mean, at the beginning of all this, I said, okay, I'm rooting for Federer. Rooting for Shane. But I felt like it could be a little bit of a wash. It depends on which Shane shows up. Whether it's the Shane that, slumps in his chair and doesn't stay engaged in the match, or the Shane that catches a gear. What I didn't think about was which Federer is going to show up. Federer is unbelievably consistently fantastic, but the way that he's been shooting these last two nights has been above and beyond even what he's normally doing. So now I have to worry about that. I remember talking to Tony, I think it was when they were going to play their second match. Tony and Federer were going to play their second one pocket match. And we were talking about, yeah, we know how Federer's going to shoot. And the outcome of the match is, which Tony's going to show up. The Tony that's shooting well, or the Tony that's not shooting well. I think in that particular match, it was the Tony that wasn't shooting well. But Federer, steady as a rock, just a fantastic player. This weekend, he hasn't been steady as a rock. He's been steady as a diamond. Whatever. He's been steady, but much better than even he is normally doing. So I was thinking, what if Shane made a comeback and won this match? The first time that they played, I think Federer had like an 11 game lead. Shane ended up making a comeback late and winning. What if Shane made a comeback and won this? Okay, there's a couple ways this could happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But there's a couple ways it could. Shane could catch a gear, or a huge gear, and do like a 20 pack, a 30 pack, a 10 pack, and just become an absolute monster, even more than he's ever really been capable of doing. That's one way it could happen. Another way it could happen is if Federer falls apart. Federer starts shooting like crap. Maybe because he doesn't feel the pressure because he's got such a huge lead. So he feels like he can, I don't know, dick around a little bit, whatever. I don't expect that to happen. I do not expect Shane to come back and even make this competitive. But I'm playing with hypotheticals here. What I got thinking about was if Federer fell apart and Shane came back and won, I think people would be climbing up on rooftops to shout shenanigans as loudly as they could because it would not look legitimate. Federer's been shooting so well that if all of a sudden he wasn't, all of a sudden he would have to stink up the place to allow Shane to come back right now. I think people would say, the fix is it. The fix is it. And it would be a bad thing for, you know, pool and streams and all that, and we don't want that. Now, if Shane did a comeback because he just shot like God and made Federer just sit in the chair while he ran racks, that's a different thing. I don't think anybody would say, well, Shane was on the stall for 2 days and then all of a sudden he started playing. I don't think people would say that. But if the comeback happened the other way because Federer fell apart, whatever, um, I don't think people would. I don't think people would accept that. I think people would just assume and flat out say that the fix was in. There was, side bets and all this stuff, and Fedor's mad at his backers or whatever in the hell. People would come up with all kinds of theories about what happened instead of just, well, Fedor just happened to fall apart. Everybody falls apart every now and then, but he's been shooting so well these last two nights that it's unimaginable that he would fall apart that badly. Short of an injury or he gets COVID or something, and all of a sudden he's trying to play with 105-degree fever or whatever. Those are a little bit different excuses than just all of a sudden he can't make a ball. And you have to have reasons for falling apart. And if you don't, people are going to say, yeah, you did that on purpose. You must have had some side money bet or something. This is what I think. I don't think any of it matters because it says like 85 to 57. I don't think Shane's going to get to 100 before Federer gets to 120. I don't think so. Um, and that's the other thing. If he does, if Shane makes this huge comeback, they're going to be playing till crap Tuesday or something. So many games, so many games. Um, I have stayed up until they were done each of the last two nights. But this is Sunday night, and I have to work tomorrow morning. So I don't know what would make me want to stay up like past, say, midnight tonight. Let's say they're tied at 100 at midnight tonight. I'm probably going to stay up and watch them finish. But if, Federer needs 20 and Shane still needs 30, it's 90 to 100, I'm probably not going to bother. I'm probably not going to bother. One of the things that I talked about was maybe one of the reasons that Federer might, fall apart because he has such a huge lead. He doesn't have to bear down and concentrate. I think he would anyway, but he doesn't have to. If he was just up there just dicking around, enjoying his big lead, and all of a sudden Shane got within say 5 or 10 games, I don't think Federer's going to dick around anymore at that point. I don't think so. This particular match between these two guys, Federer is just flat out shooting Shane. I think this particular match in 10 ball, Federer would be out shooting anyone on the planet, including Josh Filler. Federer's break has been it's been too good. It's been too good. Shane can't overcome it because Federer makes a ball on a break, gets a shot at the one, and runs out. Both these guys can run out if they make a ball on a break and get a shot at the one. Shane hasn't really been doing both. The times he's broken, he hasn't done a whole lot of get a shot at the one and then run out, or make a ball and get a shot at the one. Federer's making a ball, getting a shot at the one. Not every time, but a much higher percentage of times than Shane is. A little bit part of me is still rooting for Shane, but I was never rooting against Federer. I kind of like to see a competitive match, but I'm not one of those people that wants it to go hill every time, and they have to do a shootout or some crap like that. I want to see good shooting, and Federer has been absolutely providing the good shooting. Absolutely, it's been unbelievable how well his breaks have been working and how well he's been taking advantage of those breaks of making a ball and getting a shot at the one. That's really all I have to say about it. Still rooting for Shane. Absolutely not predicting that Shane is going to win. Matter of fact, I'm predicting the exact opposite. That Federer's going to win very handily, very, very handily. God help me. I think I'm turning into a 10 ball fan because of this match. That's so weird because I don't like 10 ball. Maybe I'm softening up in my old age. Thanks, guys.